It is a spiritual vibe today. Welcome back to the channel Soul Tribe. It's me, Tony, with another impromptu live for today. One of my favorite days of the week, Friday, of course. Come into the live, liking the video and subscribing to the channel so that we continue to grow. Hopefully, we are in for good vibes, right? This is a treat for today. I knew I wanted to go live today, and I didn't really want to put out any message. I was kind of like, the love messages at some point they just get repetitive and repetitive, right? Like some readers don't like to put out too many messages because they feel like it's just the repeating messages over and over, but sometimes that's what we need, right? Repetition and hearing things over and over can help us put things into perspective. So I'm gonna wait a while before I actually start pulling too many messages. I just wanted this to be like a real chill vibe today. I do have two tarot decks on me, the Wiser tarot, of course, just to pull some messages in case you guys have any questions. I may do some free reads, some free pulls, right? And then, of course, the new baby, the Ethereal Visions. This one has been pretty good. I did all signs readings yesterday for the fire signs, the water signs, the earth signs, and the air signs, right? All good messages. So hopefully you guys caught those messages. Um, and yeah, pull what you needed to pull from them, and got your confirmations. But yeah, so we're probably gonna steer clear from a whole lot of love messages. Of course, we're gonna talk about it because this is a channel for tarot, and we do a whole bunch of love messages. So I'm definitely probably gonna be doing like maybe one or two channel love messages, but it's just real vibe, just real cool. I want to do a different type of reading for you guys to pull up you guys' spiritual gifts, right? Because if you're attracted to tarot for whatever reason, you probably have some sort of a spiritual gift. And all week, earlier this week, I was getting like someone's heart chakra or something like that was reactivating, and then the message kept repeating itself yesterday and the day before about someone being in a relationship and that person is helping them activate their psychic gifts. So whether that's some sort of an empathic gift or a sympathetic gift or a psychic gift, right? We all have them. It's just that not a lot of us are in tune with them, right? That's where you get women's intuition from, right? That's the feminine version of that sort of thing, right? And then men, right? The vision or being empathetic, right? Being able to fulfill, because it's indicative upon men to take care of their families and build a society around it. So you have to think outside of yourself and have empathy and sympathy for a person. So that's how I look at it, right? Women's intuition and male empathy. But you can switch it, right? I have intuition. A lot of women show sympathy and empathy in most situations, right? So yeah, I kind of want to help you guys do that here, starting in this live today, just answering basic zodiac tarot questions, spirituality, right? Maybe you guys may teach me something. We got people showing up in the chat. One person, open mind. That's a good screen name. I try to learn something new every day, and the only way you can do that is by keeping an open mind, right? So what's up? Hey, you back? Finally caught. Finally caught your chocolate tall self. Yeah, yeah. It was. I just actually had lunch maybe a half hour ago, and again, I was gonna do messages today, but I didn't want to do like pre-uploaded like love messages. So I was like, let me go live. I was actually watching. I'm not really subscribed to like normal channels. The only people I subscribe to is to like other tarot readers, right? And that's even like doing too much because I don't really like to follow a whole lot of people. I'm probably like subscribed to like maybe three people right now. And Awakened Soul 99.99. I found her channel a few months ago and I resonate with her a whole lot. So she was going live today and I was like, maybe I should go live. So here we are. So, how is everybody doing today on this Good Friday? Ready for that happy hour? Hopefully, you guys got off tomorrow, off on the weekends. That was like my favorite thing, like working 9 to 5 jobs for like 10 to 15 years, boy. I loved having the weekends off. That was like my favorite thing. And if I couldn't have the weekends off, it was either like Friday and Saturday or I would have to have my days off back to back. Like if I couldn't have my days off back to back, I would not commit myself to that job. And I think the longest job I've ever had was working for like Medicare and Medicaid's vision department for like 3.5 years. It was a solid job. It was a decent job. But at some point, I knew that I wanted to be like an entrepreneur and I wanted to start my own business. After I gained some level of maturity in my late 20s, right, my mid to late 20s, I was like, yeah, I'm going to start saving money. I started like buying business cards and doing little small like entrepreneurial things. This is before like I became super spiritual, right? And into like tarot, right? Now, mind you, I was always into zodiacs since I was like a little child. Oh, here we go. Yeah, like even like my pre-teenage years, I was always into like zodiacs, especially, it usually starts with our sun sign. Like when we find out about zodiac signs and we find our zodiac sign, we're like, what? And then we start repping crazy like it's some sort of a football team or something like that. And that's usually how it goes, right? That's why there's so much prejudice, right? Because people become preferential to certain things, right? People will rep a basketball team till they die. It's like people will rep their favorite colors gang activity until they die. Like, why do we side so much with all of these earthbound attachments? Like, people need to learn how to practice a level of like detachment on some of these things, right? Even with like me in zodiac, like I spoke to my father about it, who's super religious. When I was like 16 or something like that, this is when I was like super creative. Like I used to write my own comic books and stuff like that. And he used to be like, "Oh, be careful with that those zodiacs because it's not really in the Bible or something like that." He was trying to tell me, which that turned out to be incorrect, right? How do you think the three wise men found baby Jesus? Through astronomy and astrology, right? Um, and yeah, even tarot cards like temperance. Temperance is in the Bible. It's one of the most important things you need to know, right? So fast forward now at 33, 34 years old, now that I'm able to have even more adult and grown folk conversations with my dad, grown man conversations. Now I'm teaching him things and he's doubling back like, maybe I was wrong. Son, you're way smarter than I am. And I'm like, isn't every generation supposed to evolve, right? So when I look at my generation in the millennials, I'm like, wow, technology is supposed to make us smarter. Technology just made us dumber. How do you learn to read the cards? I need the version on Queen of Wands. Yeah, there's several tarot readers and people that's into like zodiac and this whole spiritual journey thing, right? You can learn by either watching other readers, right? Some people go online and Google it themselves. Some people they have courses online that you can take. Like like that's the big thing now because spirituality, including tarot, is starting to become like mainstream. So some people are able to like put courses up online on their own website and where they're able to teach classes on how to read cards or how to channel. Me, I never really took a course um, before I had my spiritual awakening or my dark night of the soul. I was watching tarot for like a year previously. I was attracted to readers like House of Oshun. That was like the first black woman that I saw that was doing tarot, and I was like, huh. Nicholas Ashbaugh, he's pretty cool, a Caucasian guy. And yeah, I just watched how they did tarot and how they read cards. And then at some point, right, while at work, right, thinking about entrepreneurship, right, social media spikes between the hours of 9 to 5. Are you really doing your job or are you surfing online? And all I was doing was listening to like business podcasts and listening to like tarot readings and stuff like that. And I would literally Google like the cards, their meetings, what signs were associated with what like minor and major arcana and what court cards. And really, no one can really teach you. Like it's like an experience, right? Like no one can really walk this life for you. Like the saying goes, who can really walk a mile in my shoes, right? Even to take it a step further so that you can kind of understand it more. Like you go through life, not by yourself pretty much, but it's your story. Like it's his story or her story, right? And at the end of it, nobody can get in that casket with you at the end of the day, no matter how much they're crying, right? No matter how much nostalgia, right, there is, right? You have to learn how to associate like your own internal wisdom, your own internal GPS, the wheel of fortune, right? Your internal compass will, and everyone doesn't get the same message, right? One of the things that I'm starting to learn now is that yeah, we're all on certain vibrations, and there's a group of people that are on a certain vibration. So sometimes you may watch several tarot readers, and they all have the same message. It's because they're all vibrating on the same frequency, and the universe needs to put out those messages, right? So if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it, right? And yeah, so it's all up to interpretation, right? Me myself, I've created several of my own tarot decks because of me personally and my own personal experience, right? That's how it happens. Being an artist and cultivating, like what it says to be in the Bible, right? Be fruitful and multiply, right? Or your own gift. What is your purpose? Like, what are you leaving behind for the world? It could be something small, it could be something big. But how would you know if you haven't had any experience and try to interpret things yourself, right? The idea of again, open-minded, learning something new every day, or learning from other people's experiences, you know. So there's a bunch of different ways to cartomancy, right? And there's bibliomancy. You can do the same thing with a Bible. What do you think a preacher or a pastor is, right? You can do it with chicken bones. You can do it with dice. Some people do it with coffee cups, right? What's at the bottom of their coffee after they finish drinking? So there's so many different ways to get into divination. It just so happens that tarot is probably one of the most popular things right now. Is a group of occultists, right? Similar to like the Order of the Golden Dawn. These types of old groups that they put together these ideas, right? Again, we they would call these people weird or strange and stuff like that for studying the stars. Why are you studying stars that's like hundreds of thousands of miles away? But what do you think we're using now? We're using GPS satellite, right? Cell phones, right? Because some Renaissance man or some philosopher that couldn't go to sleep at night was staring up at the stars, studying the stars, right? um, Even Elon Musk right now, this man's still shooting space dicks into outer space right now. Yeah, so I want to answer that question, but it's like it's not so simple. It could all be so simple. I would say, because it's not going to happen right now, I could pull some cards for you. Just go online on your free time, like 5 minutes, and just Google it. Pull up your birth chart, even, right? Or right, tarot decks, and there's spiritual shops all over the place. Just purchase a tarot deck and just start. I'm not even gonna tell you what to start doing, right? They come with instruction manuals, pretty much, that'll show you different spreads, different ideas you can kind of get into, and yeah, you'll start to develop your own world, your own story, right? You follow your intuition, and you're really serious about it. Your intuition will guide you, right? And voila, we're having the Ace of Cups moment right now. You guys' spiritual gifts or your third eyes are being opened up, right? Even when I tell these stories, or when I because I can't really tell you what you're gonna do. I could just tell you what options you have, and then you have to choose what you want to do, right? That's what we're here for. Kind of like pretty much like teachers and guides, right? We can give you the knowledge and education, but what are you gonna do with it, right? You can be the most smartest, intelligent, most brilliant people in the world, but how are you gonna use that knowledge, right? Now the Queen of Wands is something else. The Queen of Wands is yeah, she's superior, right? She is that's like Lilith incarnate, right? She's super passionate. It's a feminine leader, right? She's super attractive, right? And doesn't even have to be physically. They just have a very strong energetic pull on people, right? She's very creative as well. Most people, like the Queen of Wands, has a bad reputation of being a whore, right? Or even a bitch, right? A witch bitch. That's what it would either be, right? You could call a woman either the B word or a witch word, or a witch, right? Um, but yeah. really confident. These women, the Queen of Wands tends to be like they're very physical, so they can be like you might see them in a gym. Um, they might be like adrenaline enthusiasts, so they might be like hikers and stuff like that. Like they like to be out and about. Um, it really reminds me of the architect of the wild woman, right? Like I always say that runs naked through the woods because she's really a shaman, right? She's really a naturalist, right? And that's why she garners so much attention because I mean, what's more attractive than a natural person that has talent, right? So she's often hated on, but everyone wants to be her. It's like a celebrity. Everyone everyone wants to be her, but they can't stop talking trash about her, right? Although it's not like that all the time. Like there's a lot of people that love the Queen of Wands. Like I can resonate as the Queen of Wands as a dude. Actually, one of my favorite readings that I did last year, I reposted it last night because someone reached out to me in the comments and was like they wanted to hear how I felt about the Queen of Wands. And when that Queen of Wands start Queen of Wands and everyone gets out of the way, right? Yeah. The Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, they are similar to like the magician in a sort of way because they have such high levels of attraction, right? They're basically embedded with the laws of attraction because they're so beautiful, right? And people are attracted to them, and they have so much talent and creativity, right? They can be great salesmen or whatever the case may be, faces of the company, right? Again, models, supermodels, that sort of thing, actors and actresses, right? Yeah, supremely creative content creators and that sort of thing. Yeah, I'm a reader too, and I watch several readers like all the time. Like I have like my old OG set of readers that I don't really watch anymore because it's like they're like to me they're like my gurus. Like I used to be in class every day, and now that I graduated, like I only go back to them every once in a while to see what they're really talking about. It's like I don't want to bother the master, right? But the crazy part is every time I show up, they're like, "Oh, look who's here! Haven't seen you in a while. I have missed you." And I'm like, what can I learn today? Yeah, so I read cards. I've been reading cards for like over 3 years now. Now I like to do like who are the tarot because again, the pandemic set everyone down and everyone had their mind right. And tarot is like a window to the soul, right? It could actually be self therapy for some people, right? Some people use it to look inward in themselves in order to try to fix themselves, and other people put out messages for other people as a healer or a therapist, right? And yeah, man, that's the way it goes, right? At first, I didn't even want to do love messages at all. Now that's like the only thing I do, and it's still kind of weird to me that I put out a bunch of love messages. I want to get into doing like more pick a cards, pick a decks, and more personality readings again to help people unlock or unleash their spiritual gifts. So it'll be readings like what spiritual gifts do you have, or how do people feel about you, or what's the word around the street about you, or how can you use your spiritual gifts to help other people, stuff like that. So you'll start to see more of those types of readings pop up on the channel from time to time. Okay, which deck do I want to use? A visual example. Which deck should I use? We're gonna go with the Wiser, close to the original Rider Waite Tarot. Hmm. Yeah, pretty good day. Nice and sunny over here on the West Coast. I'm in Florida. Where you guys from? Did we got someone all the way from the other side of the country over on the West Coast? Because it will still be what morning for you guys, or morning if you're still on the West Coast. Let's get our shuffle in. Well, we got jumpers already. The Eight of Swords, people listening intently. People are locked in a mental prison, right? Um, the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail, right? A new love or an offer, right? A new love offer. Hmm. And then intuitive gifts activating here, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. This is mental energy here. It's typically, it would be seen as a negative card, right? Like a mental block, like a mental prison, or it could just simply be someone just stuck in their thoughts, right? It could be a repeating cycle, like someone thinking the same thing over and over and over and over. I could see it as a prayer, or it could be someone just saying the same thing over and over, being stuck in an echo chamber or something like that. So that's how I read it, right? It's a mental prison, the Eight of Swords, right? You see the imagery, right? You can research the original meaning of the card, but it's a mental prison, right? This could be like for a writer, this would be writer's block, right? For a creator, this would be like a creative block or whatever the case may be. Or in the sake of conversation, again, this is someone that's they're trapped in their mind, or they're constantly hearing or saying the same thing over and over and over again, right? And the thing about the swords, this is the one suit that the higher it goes, the worse it gets. Did you ever notice that? So once you get to the Nine of Swords, this, you know what the Nine of Swords looks like. It looks like a person laying in bed, but they're sitting up with their hands on their face like this. It's a mental prison, right? It's social anxiety, it's frustration, it's sleeplessness, because they literally in the bed, they can't get any sleep. And then you know what the Ten of Swords looks like. That person's, hold on, let me show you that Ten of Swords, because that's funny. Well, it's not funny, but it's a person buried, pinned to the ground, with 10 swords in their back, right? One of my other favorite tarot decks is the Modern Witch Tarot deck, which is like LGBT centered for whatever reason. There's a card, there's the Ten of Swords, and there's another duplicate, but instead of it having the 10 and the swords on it, on the bottom it says everything is fine with this image on it. But yeah, basically, I mean, that's how you would read tarot. You really have to trust your instincts and your gut feeling, right? You can't be like pump faking and hesitating and getting into it like it's some sort of a game, right? Um, but yeah, that's the whole point of self-love, self-trust. You have to be able to entrust your own intuitive gifts, even the smallest ones. Like if you can't even trust like the smallest ones, you'll never be able to get a big aha moment and be confident about it, right? You have to really trust yourself and really have to be in tune with your guides, right? It's almost like writing a book, right? People, right? That they will think you're crazy, right? Think if you was like a college student, because college students, right? They try to cram the night before, right? But imagine if you was like a writer or something like that, and you was up in the middle of the night, right? In a house full of people, but you was in your own room with your door closed, and all people heard was talking coming out of you. There's no one in your room with you, but people just hear you talking. They're gonna be like, is he in there talking to herself, or is she in there talking to themselves? But I'm in a library right now. How do you think all these books were written? Someone literally sat isolated by themselves and went over their thoughts constantly by themselves, whether they were speaking to themselves or thinking to themselves or writing and erasing and writing again, right? In elementary school, they taught us how to write book reports, did they not? Remember the bubble web thing where you had to kind of, map out all the different ideas and the things that you wanted to talk about? That's literally how you write a book, right? And you may seem crazy to people outside that don't really understand until a complete project is like a building looks crazy until it's actually complete, right? So again, going back to reading tarot, it's like piecing together, um, yeah, the story, right? There's readers and there's storytellers, right? There's channelers, right? I like to channel. Some people take their time and they just sit on the cards and they into it, right? They actually try to see what their intuition is telling them, right? For me, tarot is not so much about the numbers and the meanings. Like I'm an artist at heart. Like I'm literally a comic book artist. I like I like going to like art galleries and stuff like that, right? Um, so for me, it's the different images on the card. That's why I like different tarot decks, because every picture tells a different story, right? The picture's worth 1,000 words. We've been hearing that since we was children. So that's kind of like how I get most of my message. I literally look at the pictures and the imagery that I see on the cards in order to make my assumption or get the messages that I'm needing to get, or what the universe is trying to show me. Right? I'm literally the Empress in real life. Are you a Libra or a Taurus, or do you just carry divine feminine energy like that? Because I'm a man, and I carry divine feminine energy, right? I'm an Empress too. I'm a Libra sun sign, so I mean, come on now. I've always like I wasn't born into like money or anything like that, but for whatever reason, my luck is crazy. Like I had a liver transplant. People die waiting on a donors list, right? Millionaires and billionaires. And I was on a donors list for less than 2 months, right? But yeah, other than that, like I've had rich friends, right? Um, I've been places that um, a lot of people haven't been, right? I've experienced things people twice my age haven't experienced, right? So yeah, and I just feel very abundant. Something, there's always something for the Empress, right? It's like the Empress archetype is very interesting, right? Because they're usually very beautiful, right? Let's get it right. Ruled by the planet Venus, right? So everything love, everything attractive, everything luxurious, like they're meant to live a good life. So again, even if I was like born into like poverty or something like that, like I was raised in the hood of Miami, right? But what is Miami? It's like one of the richest places on earth, right? I don't need money to go enjoy the beach and watch beautiful women run up and down the beach, right? Um, just certain things like that, right? Like I've been awarded a very good life. Could be better, but I take what I can get. In Chicago, I want to move to Florida soon. Hmm. Infinite abundance is showing up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never been to Chicago. Now, here's the thing. See, we need to switch places because I've been in Florida my whole entire life. And again, like I said, right, I just was talking about that Empress stuff, right? The first time I went out of state was with a best friend, right? Um, I've never seen snow. I've never been in snow before. So that's like one of my bucket list things. And of course, it snows in Chicago, right? So I need to go to a place that snows. I always thought about going to New York, but just haven't been yet, right? I actually should be in New York right now. But even in New York, things are changing so much. But yeah, that's one of my things. I want to go. I want to see snow one day. What else we got? What's going on in Infinite Abundance? Why do I feel like why do I feel like you're at work right now, sitting behind some computer, listening to a YouTube? Let's see if I can give another example on how I read tarot, and then we'll probably get into a few messages, right? About you guys' spiritual gifts activating. Again, I want to probably stay away from love messages today, but again, we may do a few, right? We're like 30 minutes into this live, so we got another 30 minutes. So, yeah, and usually you want to set your intentions as well, right? It's like a crystal ball. It's like speaking to your guides. It's cartomancy. It's asking a question that you're wanting to receive an answer for. So, what is your question, right? What are you intending to divine here, right? We got the weekend, so I guess we'll ask about weekend activity. What's coming up for the next 48 hours? So take the messages as it resonates as the watcher, right? As some of these messages may resonate for you, but others may not. we got. I was channeling Seven of Swords before I started this live too, and look, we got Seven of Swords showing up. At some point, I won't even need cards. I'll just be coming up on here and just receiving downloads and talking to you guys and channeling messages. I did that maybe a few months ago when I was in the hospital. I was like so bored and I couldn't go to sleep at night. And I just got on. I did a pre-recorded message in the dark, right? And then the next morning, someone was like, "Bro, you definitely don't need cards to channel messages or like to reveal the truth of what's going on." And I had already known that, right? 3 years ago, I did. I used to do a talking about courses. Right? I used to have a series called messages coming in. I used to have a series called Astro Lectures, right? When I started to actually get real comfortable within my first year of reading tarot, and yeah, I had like a special message for every single zodiac sign, and for some reason for the air signs, I didn't use any cards to channel those messages. hmm So that was very interesting. That was very fun, right? Again, you don't. Everything you need is in here. This is just a tool, right, to help you channel, right? Some of you guys are going to be getting into some nighttime activity, is what I'm getting, because Seven of Swords reminds me of under the cover of night activity. And when I think about the Everyday Witch Tarot, right? If you've ever seen that deck, yeah, the person it's like nighttime, and the person like has like blanket covering their face, and they're like carrying these swords off. Right? Usually for me, the Seven of Swords is like backstabbing and sneaky behavior, right? Treachery and deceit and that type of stuff. For me, it can be that as well, right? It could also be like strategic movement or tiptoeing around the situation. I need to be showing you the imagery. Yeah. See, he's on his tiptoes. And again, that's how I read tarot. I go based off of like I know what the message of the I know what the card means, right? But I tend to, as you will as well, develop your own meanings. Not to be like, oh, Two of Cups means you hate somebody. That's impossible. But the Two of Cups is what? It's kinship. It's soulmate energy. It's someone that has the same um like they're in line with you, like they like the same things you like, so it would make a a decent connection, a decent friendship, that sort of thing, right? Love relationships, they would even say, right? mm, let's pull one more just for the imagery. What are you guys getting into for the next 48? This could also be for I'm getting channel message, but this could be a time spent alone for some of you guys, right? The seven, number seven, that's a very divine number as well. Like I resonate with the number seven. Like my birthday, October 16th, the one and the six is a seven. Come to find out, I'm a walking tower. I looked into some birthday book about birthdays in particular for every day of the year. I was wondering why I'm so strange, why things change for me so often, and why I go through such drastic things in my life. The King of Swords. It almost reminds me of like brainstorming or something like that. Like the King of Swords is like a wordsmith, right? Like a word surgeon, a motivational speaker or a thought provoker, right? A vlogger, blogger, a critic, right? This could definitely be someone that's a politics is representative of Aquarius, right? So we can have a free thinker, right? Yeah. The sword is, the symbolization of the sword is like the truth and stuff like that. If you look throughout history, swords, they usually symbolize something, right? Swords are made out of iron. Iron is like a strong, for instance, like silver and gold, or iron. It's a strong antibacterial, strong antimicrobial. So it wards off evil, it wards off negative and shadow energy, right? Which is why this King of Swords, right, is holding his sword. Because if he has to speak truth and he has to speak light, right? But yeah, and even more funny here, look at this. This person is somebody's trying to run off on the plug. Yeah, so this weekend coming up, this is a strange one. Like if you're out in the club, okay, so I have to give you guys this advice. I don't know, someone's gonna lose their wallet or their car keys or whatever. Yeah, don't take anything important into the club with you, right? Leave it in your car or whatever the case may be. Yeah, I think someone might lose something here. Or someone might try to like steal something from you or something like that. hmm What else we got going on in the chat? Oh, you leave it because you don't like the snow, the cold weather? Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. They like, aren't you a Florida boy? And you trying to come to Chicago's snow? Oh, you ain't gonna like it here. You ain't gonna last. And I know that, right? I'm like, I don't think it's any number of sweaters that's gonna be able to prepare me for snow, not Chicago's cold weather, right? So I might have to pick like, well, I guess the snow is the snow, so it ain't no picking a certain day or time of the year. My ex was from Georgia and he loved the snow here. Y'all are weird. Now, see, Georgia is different from Florida because it doesn't snow in Florida. Like, I heard it snowed in Florida probably like maybe a decade before I was born, and I was in North Florida. They was like, oh, it snowed for like an instant, and that was it, right? That'll never happen now. Global warming, right? It just keeps getting warmer and warmer and warmer. But yeah, it snows in Georgia every now and then, right? Kind of like a leap year. Um, yeah, Georgia does get snow. Like it gets hot like Florida, but then it also snows as well. So maybe I'll go to Georgia or something like that and wait for it to actually snow. Right? It snows in Texas, right? Yeah. So it does snow in a lot of these southern states, right? That's close to the equator with all the heat is. It's just, I personally, as a Florida boy, right? They call it the Sunshine State for a reason, right? The only thing I know is sunny beaches and palm trees, and I'm not complaining. I'll tell you that right now. The only thing I don't like is the rain. The rain is annoying. I haven't seen rain here since I got out of the hospital. So it's been like over 2 weeks since we have actually had rain. Right? It's humid here. It's not dry heat because Florida is surrounded by beaches, right? So it's warm here, but it's very breezy and it's humid. Like the air is heavy and moist, right? It's not dry heat. I don't like that dry heat, boy. I went to Las Vegas. Yeah, I went to Vegas about 18 months ago. Ooh, talking about being in the desert. You got to prepare for that type of heat. It was so hot that they was advertised. They had signs advertising that if you don't have water, you probably gonna have a bad health experience. Right? That's how hot it was there. And I was there for a week, dressed in all black. Yep. My ankle is broken. I'm on crutches. Aw. I hope you get better, open mind. And yeah, stay off your feet. I'm actually in the same thing right now. The whole reason I was in the hospital is because um of course I had my surgery right before my 18th birthday. And everything has been going well, right? I got pretty much I'm 37 now, so I got a good decent 20 years out of that out of this replacement organ. But now I'm like starting to have like a little bit of complications. And one of the big things is I keep getting a leg ulcer on my right leg that seems like it never wants to heal. Ooh, she's kind of attractive. Yeah, and I know how to take care of myself. Like I'm a very clean person. I'm a very active person. Like, but for whatever reason, I can't get this thing to heal unless I go into the hospital. And they have a million questions for me. And so basically what they've come to think is that it has something to do with like liver complications and stuff like that. So yeah. Oh man, yeah. So even now, like I'm taking like ibuprofen to avoid like inflammation and to like just keep things settled. But yeah, sorry to hear that you're on crutches. I did not want to leave that hospital on crutches. So yeah, we was not finna do that. So I made it I took it upon myself to not wait for physical therapy to come around, to not keep taking pain medication, and to not just lay up in the bed. And I would literally get up like I was in like some sort of a football training or something like that, and I would make myself walk around on that leg, as painful as it was. Right? It was even one day. Ooh, I shouldn't really even talk about it. Talking about blood everywhere. Ooh. But yeah, hopefully it gets better over time. You know. Um, I want to know how you broke your leg, man. I've never had a broken bone. I've never gotten shot, right? I don't know why I need to bring this up, but I've never had any STDs or anything like that. But here we go with this liver transplant. I had my whole body opened up. They cut me like this and peeled this open like that. Removed my old liver and gave me the liver of some Caucasian boy that was 6, 7 years younger than me, right? Hence, I'm alive today. I'm lucky, right? Like when I think about it when I was younger, especially when I first got the news, I was like, damn boy, that sucks. Like I'll never be able to make love to a beautiful woman and have kids. I'll never be able to drive. I'll never be able to travel the world. Like there's a lot of things that I won't even be able to do. This shit sucks, right? And yeah, I went under the anesthesia. It was a 12-hour surgery. It was like one of the most perfect procedures they had ever done. Like they had like they interviewed me and they broadcasted the interview in different countries, right? So it was kind of like the perfect experience, right? Because I mean, I'm a I'm a hmm, I'm a young adult, right? 17, because you're not technically an adult until you're 18. Although let me commit a crime or something like that and be 13 and 14, they will try to prosecute my ass, right? Black man as a yeah, black boy as a man, right? But yeah, it was like the perfect experiment, right? He's young, so he can heal quick, right? That's why like a lot of these women be getting in trouble when they be getting these BBLs. It's like you want to wait till you 30 something or 40 something and be trying to follow behind these chicks. Your body doesn't heal the way that it used to heal when you were 20, 21, 22 years old. You gotta stop that. Like be happy with yourself. Like if I didn't have to have a liver transplant, I wouldn't have gotten it. Right? That's a life and death situation. But yeah, like the perfect male, the perfect age, and he's still young enough to heal because the liver is actually that's the one organ. I would say it's the second most important organ after your heart. But we learn that your skin is an organ. Like your skin is you can't see your skin moving, but your skin is moving. It's a bunch of bacteria and germs on your skin, right? The good kind. So, but yeah, the liver is like the only organ in the body that can actually heal and regenerate itself. So you can literally cut the liver in half. You can damn near cut the liver into like it'll probably be like 30% of your liver left, and as long as you take care of yourself and do the things that you need to do, it can basically heal itself back. My liver was so bad. They told me at 17 years old that I had the liver of a 70-something-year-old man that's been drinking hard alcohol his entire life. Mind you, I've never drank, never smoked, never had sex, never did any type of drugs. So it's like, how? An autoimmune disease, right? Probably from these vaccines that they try to force us to take, right? That trigger things in us, right? Because again, they're practicing medicine on us, right? Medicine is not an exact science, right? All this politics is not it's not real laws, it's fake laws, right? That they try to force upon us. Like a real law, a real universal law would be gravity, right? You can't fuck with gravity. That's a real law of the universe. And then they have man-made laws like politics, right? So yeah. What else is going on in the chat? Drafting. Oh, that's cool. I took architecture my senior year, and then like, or was it my junior? It was my freshman year that I took drafting, and then drafting to my sophomore year, and then I took architecture my senior year or my junior year, something like that. But I'm an artist at heart, so yeah, you know, I was more of a cartoon artist though, like a comic book artist. I wasn't into like drawing like buildings and stuff, right? But that stuff is important though. Oh, so I got it. When I become a millionaire, right? I can hit you up, infinite abundance, right? And be like, let me hire you to help draft my penthouse. That's pretty cool. I worked for a company called Twin Star International, maybe about 5 years back. Um, a friggin' fireplace making company out of Florida. We're in Florida. It doesn't snow here, but yet we're making fireplaces, right? But they shipped internationally, right? Twin Star International. They worked with Wayfair, so yeah. And I used to pass through the different like I worked in the warranty department. So anytime something was wrong with something, I would just reorder parts and send them out or whatever. The easiest job in the world, right? I used to walk to the different departments and I used to see like, the people that went to college for like drafting and stuff like that or art design. Yeah. They would be sitting at their fancy desk. Their job was to make the brochures look nice, right? So yeah, they had took drafting in school and stuff like that, or like arts and media design and stuff. So it was pretty funny. Yeah, positive and speedy recovery, right? Drink your soups and drink your teas. Make sure to detox for a week, right? We don't realize that it's not about putting more stuff in our body, right? Like take your medicine, right? I'm not your primary care physician, right? But sometimes it's not about adding stuff, right? It's just you'd be surprised that if you just leave the human body alone, stop putting stuff into it, that it'll heal itself, right? Yeah. The body uses and eats up old cells to regenerate and produce new cells, right? It's just that we live in America. They like to overfeed us, just overindulge in everything that everyone ends up overweight. hmm We think that we're old when we're in our 40s when that's not the case. You're still young in your 40s. It's just you didn't keep yourself up, your body up, right? Because you were either distracted, right? We're running around in these 9 to 5s, and all we got is a half hour, hour to cook a full course meal that's actually healthy for you with your own ingredients that you know that you're putting into it. You have to take a chance on fast food or some place that you don't even know what they're putting in your food, right? There's nothing but bread and sugar, and you know it is what it is, right? You have to use your discernment. Oh no, not the bad juju. Yeah. Sometimes we date people, right? Like down here in Florida, the Haitian culture is pretty big. Like there's like in Miami, there's literally a city called Little Haiti, right? And then we're having an entry, the migrants up in the north. It's crazy. We're having a migrant crisis down here right now with like the Haitians, right? Like I hope they get what they need, right? But yeah, like boy, I'm glad I'm a dude. But like, yeah, I knew a lot of dudes that mess with like a lot of Haitian chicks that was into like who voodoo, right? And a lot of women, I'm pretty sure you heard this, right? Like putting cycle blood in like a man's food, and then he's like, yeah, that's like a form of witchcraft and stuff like that. But yeah, we have men. Yeah, yeah, there's men out there that do crazy stuff like that as well too, to chicks, right? But then you got to remember, like, what was you asking for, right? Before the relationship got bad and turned sour, what you was asking for, right? You know, you was asking for that man, right? You was like, huh, I want my dude to be crazy about me. You see that spell work you put out there? You want your dude to be crazy about you, right? Then they start acting crazy. Then you can't run and you can't hide. But yeah, my ex asked me the same thing too because she realized I was getting more spiritual. It wasn't even a month or two after we broke up. She came back to me. She's like, "Did you do spell work on me and witchcraft?" And I'm like, "I don't have time to do something like that to you." Like, and it's funny because you threw it up in my face. Oh, you don't believe in that and all this other type of stuff, trying to make me feel bad. Now all of a sudden, you feel like your life is in shambles now, huh? Yeah, because you don't mess with God's angels. Yeah, God will let you torture his angels just like they allowed him to torture Jesus, right? But somebody's gonna have to pay for that shit at some point, right? Now you think I did something to you. Well, no. Somebody else handled that for me. A higher power. What's going on in the chat? I was cleaning my pool out and stepped down wrong. Oh, you know it's wet around the pool. This is the same ankle I hurt on our honeymoon in Panama a few years back. And on the honeymoon, I know that had to be annoying, right? One of the most happiest times of your life. Infinite abundance, no doubt. I got you. I'm an independent business. Dope that you're a cartoonist. Yeah. A couple years ago, I had to throw away a lot of my old stuff. Like I had old stories and old comic books, like literally my own comic books that I was working on since I was in like middle school at 12, 13 years old. Class projects even that I presented to the teacher that I aced, right? And the teacher would use my example, um, not only for just my class, but like for all the other classes, right? Because my comics and my stories were so good. And yeah, I had art class, art 1 and 2. I didn't take, what is it, pottery or something? I took sculpture. Yeah. Yeah, but a lot of my old artwork and stuff like that, I had to let it go a couple years ago. I've been carrying it around for almost 20 years. It's like time to let that stuff go. I recorded it, a lot of it, though, and uploaded it onto like my social media pages and archived it just in case I ever want to go back and look at some of that stuff. So I can still see it visually, but I actually don't have the like tangible proof of it anymore, right? Which is fine. Yeah. Stuff we leave for our descendants, right? 100 years from now, our kids, right? Our families will come back and be like, this is what she did with her life, or this is what he did with his life. Like even now, this YouTube channel, um, I did it for myself, right? As a business owner, it was a part of the business that I opened up under FloridaBusiness.gov a few years back, and then I do it for my children as well, just in case it's like I don't really get to see my children for an extended period of time. They get to see what I look like when I was 30. They get to see what I look like when I was 33. And they get a chance to see what I look like at 37 years old. And what was I doing and what was I talking about? And what legacy, what purpose did I have, right? What purpose did their father? What type of person he was, right? So, their mother won't be able to be like, oh, your father was this type of dude and that type of dude. Yeah, stop doing that, right? These generational curses is not good. Like, when I really think about it, like, my father was a pretty decent dude. I only know my father for being with 2 women his whole entire well, my whole entire life, and I'm 37, and both of them was his wife. I know my father from when I was younger, and he was with his first wife. My father's a Libra like me. 10 days between our birthdays. He's the 6th, and I'm the 16th, so we're like this, right? So my dad is not a Rolling Stone or a cheater or a simp or anything like that, right? And yeah, my stepmother now, they've been married for almost 20 years. They've been together for almost 30 years, I want to say. I know over 25. So again, I only know my dad for being married and being with 2 women, right? So I come from good stock, right? I don't want to be when I get married, I don't want to get a divorce, right? I wanted to break generational curses and cycles. It just happened that I got into a relationship with a karmic person that did not have parents. So she did not value herself or know who she was, right? But off that, my grandfather is a man from good stock. So I come from every generation that from my bloodline, like my ancestors, they were all good men, Like my grandfather, um, 10, 11 children he had, right? There's a family here in Miami, yeah, that that I can go to that's attributed to him and my grandmother, right? And yeah, the same thing. I mean, me and you have leg wounds, right? My grandfather worked very hard with my grandmother to secure the house that they have now, which is damn near like a mini mansion in Opelika in Miami. That house has been in my family for 40, 50 years now, probably longer than that. But yeah, my grandfather worked his ass off until his leg, something happened to his leg. I'm not sure what the details is, but yeah, the same thing. Something happened to his leg to where at some point he had to become like a stay-at-home father, and my grandmother worked for the rest of her days, without a problem, right? To secure, pay the bills of the house and all that type of stuff, while my grandfather raised 11 children, right? So yeah, you do it together, right? And you don't let people get in the way or try to make you feel however, you know, people throwing salt in the game, right? hmm Like even when I started having issues with my health, there were some times where I had to stay home, right? Until I got back up on the wagon. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, as a man, even when you have health issues, it just doesn't feel right. Like I can't just sit at home and not do anything, right? It gives me a very proud and a very accomplished sense of as a man to actually get out and work, right, and produce, and to come back home and know that I got paid. Boy, that shit feels good, right? And no man should not feel that way. Like you shouldn't want to use women or take advantage of women or not like have a purpose or some sort of a focus or a vision, right? And I don't understand how women get themselves entangled with these dudes and then the excuse is he wasn't acting like that before or whatever the case. Like I was just watching this thing with this chick. She was going on to Kendra G's show to like find somebody new to date, but the thing was, she just got out of an 8-year relationship with her dude who was like a drug dealer. And she just caught charges because of that dude, because he was set up. And it's like, there's nothing you can say at this point. So you can't tell us that you didn't know this man was a drug dealer for 8 years. You thought he was just going to let her, they're like, you always hear the stories. There's only two places you can end up, either dead or in jail. So you thought that it was just going to be. First of all, you can't say that you didn't know that he was a drug dealer for 8 years, and then right? So you didn't think at some point something bad was going to happen, and now what do you think the next man that has that knowledge? How do you think he's going to look at you? Because me personally, I look at who you dated in the past because that's very indicative of the type of person you are or the type of people you attract, right? I want to share a jacuzzi with some like just think about it. Like think about going to a nice bubbly hot jacuzzi where there's already like some old wrinkly couple, right? Who's like dead skin's probably falling off in the hot jacuzzi. Do you want to share a jacuzzi with them? No, you don't, right? Do I want to share um again, look at your exes and see who you've been with. Do I want to share a woman like that with someone? Now, granted, one man's trash is another man's treasure. I hate that, right? But you know what I'm saying. It's the same thing. Like I'm pretty sure women will feel the same way, right? They'll look back at a man's exes and be like, and that's why every woman that I've been with has been progressively better. Like my children's mother was probably like the first dark skinned woman that I've ever been with, and that was intentional because no matter how much I liked light skinned women, I'm in love with African chocolate women. I want my kids to be black, right? So, yeah, things were very intentional. It's just that, sometimes your plan isn't what God's plan is, right? And before I get too deep into my personal business, yeah, it just happens like that. What else we got going on in the chat? Yeah, that's a pretty cool. That's a lot of art places in Miami, near the downtown area or under like the train system. Oh yeah, the food is amazing. Yeah, like big cities like Miami, New York, and California, they are like melting pots, right? Pretty soon, America is just going to be one big melting pot, right? They call it the tanning of America. And then sometimes, like living in these places can give you a false sense of what's going on, not only in the country, but the world, right? Because we know there's still third world and developing countries out there. But even in the middle, right, of America, it's, you got boring places, I'm basically going to say, right? So, yeah, things are sped up in Miami, right? And New York and California, you can experience a lot of different cultures, have good food, get some good entertainment, but it's not really like that um, in the boring places or the middle places, like the bread baskets of Florida and stuff like that. Like you have places like Texas, Chicago's, and different places, but like Idaho and I don't know, like I don't even know because unless there's like some crazy news thing that comes out about these places, we'll never know, right? But yeah, we're coming up on an hour. Yeah, actually, we just passed an hour. Um, go ahead and pull some more messages. I guess we'll do a live message. Let's check the current energetics at this time. So this is not it's not going to be just for you guys that's here, but for people that's going to be we're going to end this live. So that's going to be tuning into the live or watching the replay as well. Take your pick, make your wish. Let's see highest messages of love and light for the collective today, Spirit. What do they need to know in regards to love, romance, and the matters of the heart? It is the freaking weekend. Can we get some sort of a heads up or advice? What's grounding this message? The Four of Wands. Ooh, we got celebrations coming up for some of you guys. If you're not already in a relationship, you guys might be meeting the love of your life, or at least, yeah, there's a strong attraction between you and someone. This is the 1111 twin flame card, right? hmm This is about the home life. Mhm. So, how am I reading this here? There could definitely be an important connection coming towards you. The Seven of Pentacles, building, maintenance, pruning. It's just even time. It could also be an investment. So, yeah, this could be an important and this could be an investment into an important relationship that's headed towards you. Some of you guys may already have a home or an apartment or wherever you call home. Home is where the heart is, and you're just like you're spicing things up at home, maybe decorating or something like that. It could be something as simple as like we wait till the weekend to clean our house, right? Do laundry and all that type of stuff, right? And for some of you guys that you guys have the funds to do so. You guys may be upgrading or sprucing up your place. I don't know, maybe new picture frames or a new table or TV or something like that. But in regards to love and romance, yeah, there could definitely be someone that wants to invest in home life activity with you. The Eight of Cups, walking away, detachment. It could also be indicative of distance in this relationship that's grounding your reading. Maybe someone wants to visit you. I'm really trying to not say that they want to move in with you or something like that. I mean, it could be like a sleepover or something like that, but someone may be trying to visit you. They may actually be trying to check up on you and see how you're living, basically. So I'm not sure if this is a family member or like a best friend or something like that. It could be a possible romantic attraction, right? I mean, ladies, you got to clean your house when you invite a man over, right? Men, right? Because I have a lot of guy friends, right? I know for a fact you guys keep your stuff trashy. I can never understand that. Like, how are you gonna live a comfortable life if where you lay your head at, like home and again, home is where the heart is. It's like a self-love thing. If you're not treating yourself right, how are you gonna expect other people to, right? That man's gonna come to your house one time and is not gonna want to ever come back to your house ever again, right? Back before I had a car and women used to offer me rides and I get into their car and their car was messy. Think I ever talked to her again? No. Empress energy. Yeah, we got some sort of a calling in your soulmate energy here. So someone here is super responsible. And we talked about the Empress energy, didn't we? Open mind, yeah. Taurus and Libra energy. Very abundant individual here. It could represent motherhood as well. So I'm not sure if someone here has parents. Parents. Of course you have parents. I'm not sure if someone here has children. Mm. The Page of Pentacles, which would be a child, a student. But this is tokens of appreciation, a small offer, a gift coming towards you. Some of you guys could be starting new businesses. I think I heard some of you guys say that you're entrepreneurs and stuff like that, right? It could also be indicative of invest. What is going on, Mercury retrograde? You possibly want to start investing. I'm not sure what this is investing in. It could be anything like stocks, crypto, or collectibles. There's a lot of pentacles and earth sign energy here. The Page of Swords, another page. Typically, the spying card, or watching you, taking notes, spectating. Yeah, this could definitely be children here as well. Hmm. It's not going to be too much longer. I'm just going to clarify these five, and then we'll close off the message and end off our little powwow shindig for the day. It was nice seeing you guys. Yes. The Three of Wands. Yeah. Someone is definitely interested in you. They want to visit you. This is my meeting you halfway card, right? Most tarot readers would say, waiting for your shifts to come in, right? It's kind of like the minor arcana version of the magician to me, right? Someone knows what they want, passion, and they're about to get ready to go after it, right? They're looking over this body of water and they're like, am I ready to take that journey? And I think someone is. Yeah, someone wants to visit you here. Or, I mean, this could be you wanting to visit someone. The Two of Swords clarifies the Two of Swords. Indecision or block communication comes out on top of the Eight of Cups, which is walking away. I don't know if someone needs to be left alone or someone doesn't want to be found, right? For me, the first thing I'm thinking is like, if I want to rest and relax when I don't want to be found and all that type of stuff, I would just like rent out a hotel room for the weekend and chill out, right? Don't answer my phone. Yeah, and this could definitely be detoxing for I guess detoxing from someone, but this could be detoxing for someone, right? Detaching even. Mm, I'm not sure if someone stays with someone else, like you have roommates or something like that. Could probably be another reason why things are messy for some people. Yeah, so you're clean, but your roommates aren't clean. I've been in that situation before, right? And now you're just like, God, I just want to detach. Let me just go get an Airbnb. I want to have company. I have to rent a hotel room or Airbnb just to see my company, or so that me and my company can spend time with each other. Otherwise, these animals that I live with is going to ruin everything. Everything? Everything. That's the channel message. Let's clarify this Empress at the center of the spread, the Hermit card. Yeah, private time. Mm-hmm. A deep and critical thinker. Mm-hmm. Seems like someone wants private time with this Empress. Or it can just be a self type thing, like yeah, just valuing yourself, spoiling yourself, re-energizing yourself, getting rest, self-reflection, introspection, that sort of thing. Page of Pentacles. Let's clarify it. The Knight of Swords. Incoming communication or contact. So yeah, you could have someone trying to reach out to you. Text message, phone call, FaceTime, email, DM. Comes out on top of the Page of Pentacles. Hmm. We got one more card. Let's clarify the Page of Swords. Someone really wants to see you. We have the King of Swords now coming out on top of the Page of Swords, and we just had the Knight of Swords. The only thing we're missing is the Queen of Swords. Hmm. There's definitely communication coming towards you, or communication to be had here. Some of you guys, yeah, you just need space. You need time to go over your own thoughts here. Two of Swords, block communication. But remember, we saw as I was explaining how I read, right? We saw the King of Swords. It's funny how he shows up again, and we saw the Eight of Swords, which is like a mental prison. Some of you guys could be dealing with brain fog or some sort of a blockage, right? Again, a stressful life, a dirty house, or just people around you that that's just distracting. It can definitely cause this type of energy, right? I said it before in the past. It's not just the talking, right? But if you're around someone, you're talking with someone, or you're just around someone, and you just feel drained, that's not good people to be around, right? And then the opposite, when you're around somebody, whether you're talking to them or not, right? Because that's when you really know you found a powerful connection, where you can just sit around somebody and not say anything, and just enjoy each other's company, right? And you feel replenished, right? You feel good after that encounter. Yeah, these are good people to be around. Like when I was younger, like when I was younger, and I visited my dad. Like my dad was had a very abundant presence in my life, whether it's every weekend or every summer, right? Yeah, we didn't talk a lot. Like day one, we would talk a whole lot, but then like throughout the rest of like our stay, because he worked the midnight shift usually, and he would sleep during the daytime, we wouldn't talk a lot. But the love was there. I'm not sure how much of a respect it was, because my dad's 20 years older than me. But yeah, the love and the respect is there. And then, like I said, now that I'm older, and he is even me, like I know that I'm older now and I'm more understanding. But even him now, I'm pretty sure he thinks now I'm older, and now I can talk about more stuff with my son. Now we have grown man conversations. Is what I like to call them, right? I value those times. Right? Yeah. But yeah, it's just basically you. It seems like there's multiple stories. There's you um needing to spend time with yourself, or at least wanting to like have a breath of fresh air where you can like clear your head, clear your thoughts, right? It's the weekend, so you're resting possibly. And then, yeah, there is an incoming love connection that's coming towards you. This Four of Wands energy, right? Not sure if you're inviting this person over or this person is inviting you over. I wasn't really getting that message until the end. So this person may try to invite you over to their house, right? They're sending you a message. Knight of Swords. Yep. You wanna come over? Come over. Can I come over? That a long time, huh? Yep. Someone wants to treat you like an empress, or this is an empress about to get calling in her soulmate. Mm-mm. These are the only two major arcana to show up in this reading. Strong earth sign energy. So yeah, a lot of grounding energy, a lot of relaxing energy. Very supportive. Yeah, very good vibes. Just clean up, right? I don't know if you need to clean up your house, clean up your car, or just fix yourself up, right? Put your hair in a ponytail, dudes. Go cut your own hair, like shave yourself up, right? Shave your mustache or your beard or something. I don't know. um, and yeah, there's not a whole lot here. Not a whole lot more. Under the Four of Wands, another Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it definitely feels like you don't have to do a lot to enjoy each other's company. This may end up being a very important relationship that both you guys want to invest in too, because the Four of Pentacles is saving or holding something very close to the chest. We saw the Seven of Pentacles, which is my hourglass card, someone willing to make an investment. And it's almost like I see the Seven of Swords as like a garden or whatever it is in life, a business, right? Some of you guys are, again, we businessmen, Page of Pentacles, budding entrepreneurship, right? Yeah, you're just maintaining that. It could even be a job, right? You're just maintaining your wealth status, right? Yeah, incoming communication. This is actually my sex card. Holy crap. If you don't want any children, I suggest y'all strap up out there, right? Look who showed 8 and 8. Yeah. 8 and 8. Yeah, this is going to be a weekend where if you have a relationship or you're about to get ready to spend time with a lover, you guys are going to be obsessing over each other the whole entire time. Here, the Queen of Pentacles is here. hmm Yeah, very interesting dynamic. The King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. It's as above, so below energy, right? I was a Libra, and my children's mother is a Capricorn. Mhm. It was a great balance. There just wasn't like a strong spiritual or religious connection there, so it fell apart. Like I started to develop myself more spiritually, but yeah, she was still worldly, right? Capricorn energy. Got to bump their head a few times, right? And then, like I said, it wasn't even 2 months later she came back and was like, "Did you put juju on me?" And I'm like, "You're the mother of my children. Why would I want anything bad to happen to you? But you feel guilty now, don't you? Yeah, you're about to get ready to get hit with that dark night of the soul, right? Yep. You're about to realize how good you had it, and I guess I would say, I kind of got turned off because of the lack of wanting to do better, right? Like, say for instance, women put on, and I'm not gonna say that this is what happened because I'm not that shallow. Women put on weight, extra weight when they have children, and then like maybe if I wanted to get married, right, the stipulation would have been like, oh, lose 40 pounds and then we can get married. Now that sounds bad, but this is how you test someone and put them through spiritual development or even themselves, right? Because if you don't love yourself, if you're not willing to maintain your own health, wealth, and happiness, if not for your family, but for yourself, it's like you don't care. You've given up on life. Like you don't care about anything else, right? So something as simple as being disciplined, which will carry throughout multiple different occurrences in life. Like if you can't even simply do something like that, like if somebody told me right now all I had to do was lose 40 pounds and they would give me $1 million, I would already be halfway there, baby, right? So Yeah, just the simple fact that I saw her not really wanting to do better, right? And then there's other things as well, like her pump faking it in a relationship. It's like, yeah, you can't have one foot in and one foot out. Like my AC's running, close my door. I'll see you on the other side, right? Yeah, but let's take another look at the chat. The Empress is here with the. This is me. This is my ex. Yeah, but anyways, an hour and 20 minute live. I guess this is technically the longest live we've had so far. I may do upload a message for you guys, just so you guys could have one of those types of messages for the day. Right? I know the lives aren't very popular, and there are people that usually wait on me to upload love messages. But it was very fun while I was here communicating to the handful of us that were in here, open-minded and infinite abundance. Empty last words. Empress ain't going nowhere. Let's prime the energies. Get your closing messages. So break that message for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy your Friday. It's almost happy hour. Enjoy your weekend. You be safe. Again, I don't know, man. Um, if you're going out, just be careful with your trinkets, your items, your cell phones, your wallets, your keys, whatever it may be. Might have a sticky fingers person around you, or someone may try to talk you out of something here. It just seems like you have a silver-tongued devil around you, or something like that. Or I'm not sure. Someone may try to talk to you crazy or something like that. Oh. And then you're spending time with your person as well, so that may all be one story, right? You gotta take the good with the bad. Oh man. Anyways, hopefully we end up with something positive here. Damn. All right. Breakdeck message for the collective here. Four of Cups and the Seven of Swords again. I don't know. Watch who you invite over to your house, right? Or watch whose house you go over to. Be prepared. Yeah, I'm getting that Lion King Scar song. Be prepared. Very popular song. Um, hmm. The ones we love the most here are the ones that can hurt us the most as well. It kind of reminds me of when I was dating a Taurus chick in my younger 20s. She was a college girl, and she invited me over to her house when like her parents was like out of town, and I slept over. It was very fun. It wasn't really anything bad that happened, but it was pretty fun. It was pretty nice. Yeah, decent memories. God, bruh, listen. Um, no, I mean, there's always gonna be ups and downs. I'm not sure what this channel message is that I'm getting. Anyways, I'm not gonna drag it or um, hang on it too much, right? Everybody's situation is different. But yeah, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Deuces. Uh-oh.